It's the Pod in the City weekly roundup. I'm John.
And I'm Amanda. Keke Palmer won Entertainer of the Year, proving that we all know it's our girl.
This week on Drag Race, it was the Rusical. The biggest surprise? It was actually kind of good.
And in the world of podcasting, That Girl Meets World as a 20-year tension boils over in real time. And we are living.
Living, Henny. All this and so much more on this week's episode of the Pod in the City weekly roundup. Hi, kids. How you doing? Happy Wednesday, y'all. We're live here every Wednesday at noon on YouTube, Pod in the City. We're talking about all things gossip and bullshit, and we have our good old reliables in the chat. We love you guys so much. Hi, Florida Stanley.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Bree.
We're feeling very springy today, the two of us. John's got his flowers on. I got this shirt on with a cow and some clouds. I got a Value Village for $3.
Hi, Kathy. Thanks. Please do hit like. We appreciate it. You know, Amanda and I don't talk about our outfits, but we just sometimes work it out. I hope you like our new background that Amanda tortured me into.
I hate the purple. I hated the purple.
Amanda complained enough that, we settled on a medium.
You know who you can blame for that?
Who?
Robin Brown.
Canada? Oh, got it. You guys, we're here. I'm queer. Oh, wait, no, I'm straight. Guys, we love you. Let's just, what do we even start with here? Let's some things that we're doing this week, right?
Let's get right into some housekeeping, baby.
Oh, yeah. This week on our Patreon, you're going to want to check it out. It's patreon.com/pod and the city, because guess what? Or you could join here too for the video tier. Fabulous. And you get to listen to this week's episode, which was like a mailbag episode. And we so cleverly called it Check This Mailbox.
Yeah.
You know, in honor of our good Judy Che, gone but never forgotten. Oh yeah, Oregon Trail. It totally does give Oregon Trail. Amanda's sweater is super cute with the cow.
No one wanted this. It's like comfy too. It's not like scratchy.
Wow.
$3.
You know, it's an overconsumption problem more than anything. Oh, make sure that you guys hit like while you're watching. Hit like. I'm going to try and mention that a couple times. So if you're in the comments, could you remind me? Some people just need a reminder, babes.
By the way, speaking of which, on our Patreon, you get early ad-free releases of our episodes that are released on Friday here on YouTube, which you can join our YouTube channel for $1 a month for blind support or $10 a month to get what you would get on Patreon anyway, so don't join both. But this week we did, this very horny episode.
Easy come, easy go, baby. Oh my God, this is horny. Amanda was like dripping at the end, just so you guys know.
John reenacted the whole scene because he puts the script in front of him, and he reenacted just the Carrie and Big elevator scene. And you weren't even really putting your full self into it. No. You were just kind of reading it. And I was like,
Amanda was breathless, y'all. So you're gonna want to check it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, that'll also drop on Friday on all the podcast places. So please check that out as well. We appreciate you always for supporting us, and we love ya. You could also leave us a 5-star review if you felt like it. Please don't leave anything lower than 5. If you want to leave something lower, email us.
Yeah.
You know.
All of John's Open That Doll account.
Yeah, babe.
Right on TikTok.
And on YouTube, y'all. Hi, Rebecca, and hi, Shannon.
Should we just get right into some hot?
Let's do it. We got a lot.
Get it while it's hot.
Topics.
Lovely.
Okay. First of all, breaking news. This is sad, in my opinion.
A minute ago, yes.
Michelle Trachtenberg passed away. Now, if you had... she was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What I know her from the most to me was Harriet the Spy. My God, this movie was my everything growing up. I
was also in a skating movie with Kim Cattrall.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. Where she was her mom. Kim Cattrall was her mom.
Yeah, I think I've never seen it, but I know like what happened.
Okay. I was so absolutely obsessed with this movie. Still watch it. I think it still kind of holds up. I mean, it's about kids, but you know, Rosie O'Donnell's in it. The vision of Harriet the Spy, the overall look of it is just imprinted on me. I think this story is so sad, though, that Michelle Trachtenberg has passed away. If you've been following at all, you have seen maybe, and you might not know this at all, she has been having some public dealings with people. You know, she posted some photos and she did not look very well. And
Oh, yes, that's right.
people were like, what's going on? Are you okay? And she was saying, you know, I'm happy and healthy. And it unfortunately was like very clear that like something was wrong. And so I think this is so sad. She was only 39. That's just fucked up.
R.I.P. Michelle Trachtenberg. Maybe I'll watch Harriet the Spy. It will definitely give me like that early 90s nostalgia. And if Rosie's in it, I'm gonna love it.
It gives such 90s nostalgia. They do a number where they all dress up like vegetables.
Number, you say?
Yeah.
Is it a musical?
Well, no, but there is poetry. There's spoken word. Rosie and Michelle Trachtenberg, Rosie and Harriet the Spy, they have like a back and forth thing that made me cry every time. So guys, watch it. Also, the backyard that they go visit is what I want my life to be. It's these giant trees with soda bottles hanging in the trees. There's a part where they're like, yeah, we're gonna make a wish. They pull this giant soda bottle out of a tree, they shake it up, and then they like spray it, and then they drink it, and they make, anyway, whatever. You guys are like, really, that's not a hot topic, but unfortunately,
it's on Pluto TV for free. You know what? I also love the movie Now and Then, which also
I love
Rosie O'Donnell in it. All right, next on to some even like more tragic news. Not even more.
Okay, Karen Huger, the Grand Dame, has been sentenced in her DUI case to a year in jail. It was actually 2 years, but they whatever they do with one of the years, they
concurrent.
I can't remember what they call it.
But it's twice the like, and then she also is getting like I think 5 years of probation, and she can't drive for a year.
Now,
so they gave her 2 times what the recommended is.
I learned some details about Karen Huger's relationship with DUIs. This was her 4th.
That's crazy. I know so many people who've had 1 DUI and it fucking destroyed their life because they had to go to.
Yeah, but there's plenty of people out there with multiple DUIs, unfortunately. I knew a man who is now, he was an older man. He had like 5 DUIs. Anyway, it's disgusting.
One of our mutual friends, like one of our very close mutual friends, did like a summer in Tent City in Arizona.
It wasn't a summer.
But she did like weekends at Tent City.
Well, let's just not get into that. Let's not get into that. I think that Karen probably should go away for a lot longer than a year. Babe, if you have 4 DUIs, you are a menace to society. You are an issue. You should not be driving. And if you're found behind the wheel of a car, you should then be instantly locked up again. That's insane. I don't understand.
Couldn't she have pled or just like pled guilty and then taken like a way lesser charge, but then they decided to fight it and then they released that video? Like the video wouldn't have been released without all of that.
Yes, right? They tried to fight it. And now what they're saying is now in court with what was this, when she was getting the sentencing, she was trying to apologize and saying that she should have never done that. And, you know, she should have just taken the sentence as it came or whatever. And I'm like, okay, too little, too late, babe. Just like you should have taken accountability at the first part. I think if you get a DUI, I think you need to be like, well, I got a fucking DUI. Here's what I need to do. And I need to change some things in my life.
Well, most people don't do that.
There you go. I don't think it's that difficult. And I don't, you know.
In this day and age, there's no reason to get a DUI because there is Uber. There is Uber.
If you're a celebrity with money, like get a fucking grip. But it's a power thing.
I don't judge really. I don't ever place judgment for this because I should have multiple DUIs. But I got lucky because I don't really get drunk in public. Mine was always like alone and in secret. But like,
Okay.
but if I was out in public and I was that hammered, I don't think anyone would let me get in a car and drive. I'd be like too embarrassed. And
it's hard to say. It's hard to say.
Well,
I just it doesn't make any sense to me. I think Karen Huger, get a damn grip. And I don't think at that point it's about making a choice. It's about that you have been now let off multiple times. You think that you're untouchable, and you're like, who gives a fuck? They didn't do anything the other times, and you still are only getting a year in jail. It's like, and what else? She'll be there 2 months.
They'll let her back. She'll probably do 3 months. I saw 3 to 4 months.
Anyway,
back on the show then and more popular.
Moving on.
Yep. SAG Awards happened. They were kind of boring, but that indicates that they were actually very good and solid. This Kristen Bell was the host, and
interesting choice.
Yeah, it was actually.
I think they're trying to rehab her and Dax's image.
Well,
right?
She didn't do anything. They're just
guilty by association, though, is the problem.
Sure.
Like, you're standing by that man, right? So
yeah.
Just saying.
Same with Danielle Fishel, who was
Ryan Reynolds' situation, and Blake Lively is falling apart as well.
Oh my gosh, it's all crashing and burning around us. But this is Kristen Bell at the beginning. She sang a parody song about the SAG Awards to the tune of "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?" Which is like,
ew.
Like, okay. And I felt it was really I felt it was awkward the way it ended, because it wasn't funny enough, so it just became earnest. And then I think everyone in the audience was drunk and no one really knew how to react to it. And then the way it ended was like, okay, it was like, do you want to host the SAGs or something like that? And then it ended with, okay, yes. And there was no like ending, and the audience was like, okay. What is this?
I just don't think she's a good choice for a host of something. Like, I don't mind her. I actually like her. I've liked her for years. Like Veronica Mars, babe. Like, come on.
I've never seen that. But she's really good in Reefer Madness.
Oh, she is great in Reefer Madness. Okay, here's some of the people who won. We have Zoe Saldana for the fucking worst movie, one of the worst goddamn movies I've ever seen. Amelia effing Perez. What is happening? Even, you know what? I can give kudos that she like put in work on the movie for sure. But please let us know in the comments. Have you guys watched Amelia Perez yet? I don't think that mumble singing in a car is worth. Anyway, whatever. Timothy Chalamet though did look fine. I don't usually think he looks fine, but I was feeling his fantasy for some reason.
I was just saying to John before we got on here, I'm like, yeah, he's definitely, he seems like he's really like, he's like got like a good case of like depression or something, and that's really appealing to me as a person.
I just can't deal with him being with Kylie Jenner. I'm just like,
oh yeah. Well,
what choice are you making there? Like,
I don't think he needs that. I think a bad choice for that.
Then I really question your judgment, because like that's who. Anyway, I wonder how that
get along. Maybe they're really compatible.
And that's why I question him then. I'm like, okay, if you are incredibly compatible with Kylie Jenner, I'm going to assume some things about you. And you know what? You know what happens when you assume things?
Yeah, I know. All right, Kieran Culkin also won, who I'm totally rooting for. I hope that that would be so cute if he won the Oscar. His acceptance speech for this, it was very cute and very like off the cuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say right now, I'm not buying it. I think he pre-wrote this off the cuff speech because it was like too good, too funny. He was just very like, oh, I didn't write anything. So, wow, this really is heavy. You know, funny thing that the award that all the actors vote for, that's the heaviest one. He's doing crowd work up there. But I think that he pre-wrote it and then just performed it very well. And then lastly, Demi Moore won.
She looked bad. I love her.
She looks good.
No.
Okay. Well, so now I guess
like, please. She needs to
I think it's impossible for her to look bad.
Well, she is drop dead gorgeous. I just think that there gets to a point. I mean, we don't have a picture of Ariana Grande here, but it's, you know, if you're following what I'm saying in a non-whatever way, I'm sure they. Anyway, continue.
I feel I think it's gonna be between Demi Moore and Zoe Saldana. Oh wait, no, Zoe Saldana is supporting, right? So these are probably the 4 winners, right? Or
well, originally they were thinking it was going to be Carla whatever, but then they shot themselves in the foot. I think.
Do we think it's going to be Adrian Brody, or I'd be happier with Timothée Chalamet?
I hope it's not Adrian Brody after found out that they did AI to brush up his accent in the movie. Is that acting at that point? Is that fucking acting at that fucking point? I'm so sick.
Did you see
tech bros? No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I saw clips of it, and upon point only. If you're using AI to brush up someone's accent, meaning improving their acting, I believe you should be instantly disqualified from being eligible for an award. Send the award to the damn computer at that point. Oh my God. You know who deserves every award? And this woman, I swear, I think if this woman dies, baby, I will.
Why would she die?
I don't know. I just feel like this woman, I'm just thinking like along lines of like national treasure, like someone that is so, I'm obsessed in a way with Keke Palmer that is like, she is the woman that I would want to be with. If I was going to be with a woman, I'll be with Keke Palmer.
I would be with Keke
Oh
Palmer.
my God. She is gorgeous. She is the most charismatic woman, just person. Not just woman. Most charismatic person ever. Holy hell. When she is interviewing people, when she's being interviewed, oh my God. I feel like if I was just in her presence, I'd be like, yeah.
I like to watch like compilation videos on TikTok of like all her best moments, where she's like, but the gag is you weren't there. And I mean, she's so quotable.
I love the like countdowns where they're like top 5 Keke Palmer moments, and then they just have like 5 in a row. And I'm like, I just love her. And the vibe that she gives with people just feels so cool.
I watched her Hot Ones the other day, and then there's like this really good this interview that was like Norm Macdonald's last interview, where he was like the first. What the fuck? Okay, well anyway, it's an interview she did with it was like a late night David Letterman, and it was her and Norm Macdonald, and Norm Macdonald was like, what happened?
Okay, does anyone use like one of these like stupid Apple mice?
Yes.
If you push on it the wrong way, it made my screen humongous, so I couldn't see anything. And then I pushed a thing, and then it just X'd me out of here. So that's what I was.
Well, you're back. I actually didn't.
It's because AI is pissed at me.
Yes. Anyway, this interview, she was talking to David Letterman, and Norm Macdonald's just like sitting there, like watching her. And then he's just like, I just have to interrupt. You're just so beautiful and just like stunning and just wonderful. Like he was just, because I think he was like about to pass away, and he was just very just honest. And she was like, oh, thanks. But I was like, yeah, no, she is. He was just so in the moment of like, wow, this is one of the most amazing people.
Now, I feel like that's inappropriate, but
okay. I saw her in Cinderella on Broadway, and it was like one of these situations where they were going to have to cancel the show because it was such low sales. So they gave all the orchestra and actors like 2 comps. So like I knew someone in the orchestra, so I got to go. And so they were really phoning it in up there because nobody, like, it was like it was basically like a rehearsal we were watching. And her like dress during the reveal didn't work. The magnets didn't like hit this. It was like a disaster. And I don't remember her being very good or making an impact. But now I'm looking back and I'm like, she shouldn't have been Cinderella. She should have been the fairy godmother.
Okay,
Keke Palmer.
Okay, but this was also like what? 15 years ago, so she was like 20 years old at that point, because
I guess that's true.
She's not even my age. I don't think so. I think that she has just so come into her own. I loved that movie that she was in recently, that One of Them Days, though there was a scene with blood gushing everywhere, which I don't find that funny. In fact, I nearly passed out just watching blood spraying everywhere. So
what?
Guys, hit like the movie One of Them Days.
Oh,
they have a scene in a blood bank, and they like pull the things out, and there's like blood spraying everywhere. Like, and that's supposed to be like, you know, zany comedy. Yeah, and I literally almost threw up.
Mandesha says Norm Macdonald tried to get my sister to sleep with him for his autograph after she took him out for dinner and signed autographs for other fans all night. Let me tell you, if you would have tried to have sex with me, I definitely would have done it just for the story, and I would have told everyone. I would have told everyone.
Who is the lowest? Well, I shouldn't even ask you. I mean, like, you've had, well, one of the people that I can vividly think in my mind that you had sex with many times is so, in my mind, like, not cute that I couldn't even, I was going to ask you, like, who's the most gross celebrity you would have sex with just so you could have the story. But I'm thinking, like, have sex with
I see what you're saying.
You know what? I'm connecting the dots here.
I didn't enjoy having sex with that person. I was just in love with them. It was never good. I hated it. I dreaded it, in fact. Okay.
Hi, Ashley. Okay, so also hi Mandisha, and thanks for sending us a voicemail for check this mailbox. I hope you didn't hate our responses too much. Speaking of Broadway, we're doing off Broadway. It was the Rusical this week on Drag Race. They did a parody of The Wicked Wiz of Oz, and they kind of did a smash up with Chorus Line.
It was perfect though, because the first clip I saw was Susie 2. That's the first thing I saw, and I saw all the comments of people being like, oh, this is annoying. She basically is Alexis Michelle. It's way too earnest. But then I was like, oh, well, it's reading to me as a chorus line. This is before I even knew it was a chorus line. I'm like, oh, well, she was pulling off exactly what she was supposed to be doing. There was nothing she could have done that would have made exactly perfect chorus line reference. Like it?
I thought for me, the one thing I didn't like about everyone was maybe it was just the register, like where they placed the music in all their voices, but like none of them were able to serve like woman voice. Actually, Anya Nerve kind of did, but everyone else had these songs that were like in these low registers where it's like Susie's song was like, I blah, 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 blah.
You're right.
And I'm like, can we boost it up like maybe 4 notes? I'd rather hear him kind of screeching something than being like, I'm blah. If I went on there for me and they gave me the song that Susie sang, I'd be like, can I sing it up the octave or something? Yeah,
and with technology these days, you could just be like, just sing where it feels the best. And then you can just do like a transition in the music to a different key.
It would have made more sense to do that, but whatever.
Anya Nerve was so good.
She's amazing. It's reaching that point in the season where they're like, well, we have to give some other people wins. We can't give everything to Anya Nerve because honestly, though I'm very scared, I'm now rooting for Anya to win. I was originally rooting for Susie. Susie pissed me off. And Anya was like my second, like I knew she was going to be in the finale, but now I'm all on her. But I have this bad feeling they're not going to let her win. Because that's what they love to do.
Makes us better. Adam Lambert didn't win. Oh, did he win? Did Adam Lambert win?
Adam Lambert was on this episode, wasn't he?
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Weird.
Clay Aiken didn't win.
I love Adam Lambert to death. This was one of my favorite numbers actually in the Rusical. So the idea here was that they played different characters from Wicked, Wizard of Oz, and The Wiz. Really, the only one who did The Wiz was Anya Nerve. But they had like the Cowardly Lion, all the characters. And they had a song with the Lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow. I really liked the song, actually. Honestly, I liked most of the songs.
I was really impressed with just how much they made it like Chorus Line. They made each song, you can tell exactly what song in Chorus Line each number was supposed to be. And each number just on their own were great. Like they were good standalone numbers and everyone did amazingly in it. I was impressed.
I think when they come up with a good concept, it's like, it's better. This is better than when they did Pharma Rusical. The one that was about
that was when I started falling off of. I just saw the like rumored cast for the next All Stars, and I was like, I don't know. I didn't know anyone except for like 4 people from like season like Ginger Minge may be coming back. Girl.
So the guys, spoiler alert! If you don't want to know anything about All Stars season 10. But I have read a little bit of spoilers here. What they're going to allegedly they're doing is they're starting out by having smaller groups, like groups of 5 or groups of 6, and there's like 4 different groups. And with those groups, I guess they're gonna like do maybe a couple weeks of something so that they then have like 2 or 3 people from each group that then move on to this like bigger group of people. Who knows? But the technical list of people are like, there's like 25 queens or more on it, because there's like
that's
Phoenix. There's people from back in the day.
And Phoenix was like arguably one of the weakest queens in like the golden
Agreed.
era. Really.
But remember when Phoenix did when they were doing the like the Boobarella scenes with Manila was the pink monkey, and Delta Work had huge boobs, and then Stacey Lane Matthews was like dressed like
Lost in Space.
Yeah, they were doing it was called like Boobarella or whatever.
Yes.
And Phoenix's line was like, it was an offensive
Me and
word.
Nick used to quote it all the time, and it was like Phoenix, turn around, don't turn your back to the audience. She's like, we're going. No, I know what it was. It was
You're
like,
not. You can't.
Commencing in 3, 2, 1. They're like, Phoenix, turn around and look at the camera.
And it was like, I don't understand. Like, I don't personally feel like a super great actor. I just don't. But I feel like
don't listen to you. You're reenacting all of Sex and the City yesterday.
I feel like there's a point.
Accent is really good too.
It is Miranda. What the fuck was I gonna say now? Anyway, what I was gonna say was, I don't think I'm a great actor or anything, but if you're on Drag Race, you're a drag queen, and you're playing as a space person, why wouldn't you just be like, rah! Like, I don't know, go do something. That's what I don't understand about a lot of these queens. You know, some of them pictured in this when they did Snatch Game and stuff, they're just so nothing. It's like you'd rather be nothing than like over I don't
have
know.
A question about Susie too, and I know you're not actually spoiler watching the season, but from what
I've watched. Oh wait, I did watch this full episode because I'm like half dogs. I'm like dog sitting.
Oh yeah,
and my mom has cable
for an hour. Yeah, okay. The cable got
Are you okay? Okay, wild story, guys. We were supposed to record on Saturday our original episodes. My cable, guess what? Cox Communications down. So then we're like, cool. I'm like, I gotta go dog sit. Monday, I'm at my mom's house, dog sitting. Cox Cable out all day long. The TV out too. Everything. I'm like, are you kidding me? I curse. I'm getting Verizon internet though.
You're living in the 60s.
That was my question, guys. If you have Verizon internet, can you let me know in the comments? Because like I want to get that, but I'm scared that it'll be shitty. Anyway, Sam Starr actually won, and I'm kind of just like in this place of like, do we need more share?
Ask the question that I'm trying to ask.
Oh, you had a question? Sorry.
Yes. Is Susie Q, is she veering on Alexis Michelle level of thank you 5 earnestness?
I think that she is.
Would we hate her? Would we hate being in a show with her?
I don't know. It's somewhat hard to tell because Beakerface, you have Verizon internet?
Yeah, and then Jay Schwa says, what the fuck do you have to lose with Verizon?
That's how I feel, girl. I'm like, it's half the price, too, for the Verizon.
Well, then what are you fucking bitching about? Go do it.
Because I'm scared it's not going to work, and then what if I can't get on my live?
I don't know. Then I'll kill you.
Okay. So I think that Susie Toot is... I don't know. I think some of it, she's playing the game. She's, like, riling stuff up or saying things to get other people worked up, as opposed to Alexis Michelle, who was so wrapped up in her own self that I think she just wasn't. Please, Alexis, don't send us mail like you did to Squirrel Friends. I mean, may
allegedly.
Since we're on that Broadway roll, I'm gonna get a little political here for a second, because hopefully you guys saw the clip of the what do you call this? Like the army chorus.
Yeah, what was this?
It was a military chorus, one of the military
What
branches.
was this? Where?
This is the governor's ball at the White House. Okay, so this is singing for the governors and Donald Trump,
Was this like a flash mob like protest? Like, did they not know? Gonna happen? Okay.
No. So okay, I found out more details. So the original clip that came out, they're singing "One Day More" from Les Mis. Okay, the idea about Les Mis is about the French Revolution. So I mean, it's about the idea of like against the freaking power and rising up and being of the people. And like the song is, "Do you hear the people singing the songs of angry men?" You know, don't get Amanda too triggered. Amanda, plug your ears. Amanda has PTSD from Les Mis.
I really do.
So, but what was interesting is you see this guy right here. Okay, this guy right here. He is singing. He is facing the table that the president is at, and he is singing a piece from the song "Master of the House." Okay, Amanda could probably help me with the lines, but it's like, you know, those their lines. What is the line that he's saying here?
Well, I don't know. I haven't watched. Well, tell me what's going on in the song here.
Well, what they did was they actually like used the finale, or they used another piece where
the part in "One Day More" with it's "Watch them on our muck, catch them as they fall, never know your luck when there's a free for all. Here a little dip, there a little touch. Most of them are gone, so they won't miss much."
Okay, so if you listen to the words of that, you know it's about, you know, taking from people and being a piece of shit, and how you're, you know, eventually everything falls apart. That's the line this man is singing, okay? And he is singing that, like, you know, at basically the table where the president is, okay? You know how we feel about that.
Yeah, but Trump thinks that he's Angel Ross.
Well, what I found out more about here is that this song was requested by the White House, okay? And people on his side are like, oh yeah, we're the revolution. First of all, you're stupid. Second of all, they requested it, but they didn't request the version that was performed here. They just requested the song "One Day More." And they've taken it upon themselves to do this version. And they have added, or they've removed certain pieces. So like there's a part where this one character sings, "I'm with you." What did they sing, Amanda?
"My place is here, I fight with you."
Okay, "My place is here, I fight with you." That's a song that's a line in the song. They took that out because, you know,
because they don't fight with them. Oh wow!
Because the idea is that the military, they take an oath to the office to fight for the people of the country. Their point is not to fight for the government, it's to fight for the people. And I'll say, when Joe Biden was leaving office, and part of his farewell, he spoke to the military and he said, "Don't forget your oath." And all I'm saying is like, and I'm not even a big supporter of military, well, any of that. I have chills just because I'm like, this was very, very clearly done in a way to give a message. Good. And I think that that's good. They did it in a way too. Okay, so at the very beginning, they have all these people enter, right? And, you know, and a big part of the Republican agenda, just saying it here, is to not have women serve in the military. They don't want them in battle positions, but they also don't want them in any position in the military, just saying. And so they had this begin by everyone entering into this room, okay? And they had the women soldiers start walking in, and they start there, and they are just staring them down, like hardcore, the women soldiers staring, singing the song. And then they have all the people surround the soldiers surround the room, and they're blocking basically like all the exits of the room. And there's just a feeling in it where, you know, I don't know. I'm looking for any shred of hope nowadays. And I'm like, at least it's nice to know that not every person in the military, and I don't think even most of them, you know, all I'm going to say is MAGA supporters and all of that, it is a loud minority. I know they want to say that they're the biggest, you know, they have a mandate from the country to fuck everything up. But guess what, bitch? Less than half the country even voted. So suck a dick.
This looks like every corporate gig I've ever done where I'm like Chris.
Oh yeah, this is
like I've done
this
3
is
million of these.
I've done this shit too. And or any kind of thing to, go
when you
sing.
interrupt the party and you're like the surprise and they're like, oh, what's this? What are these singers doing?
You know what I love to do is sing at like donor dinners for donors and shit.
It's all awful.
And you're like,
let's move on to happier news, but staying with Broadway here.
Sorry, AZ Girl 25. I'm sure you didn't like that. All right. Cynthia Erivo is hosting the Tonys, which, okay.
She's really nailing it. These, I feel like people are not liking her. I guess she made some like really bad tweets at some point.
She has said some things that I believe the Black community of the US isn't, or I just think the Black community in general is not happy because she said some things negatively about Black people, which
Black Americans, I believe.
Black Americans. So it's like, okay, girl. Here's my feeling about that kind of stuff. You need to be in solidarity. I think that like that's why, I'm kind of pissed off lately that this is another Jones Bones for 2 seconds, that there are people in the LGBTQ community who are just trying to be like, oh, it's the LGB community. We don't. Yes. They're trying, like, fully out gay people are like, you know what? Everything was so much better before we involved trans people in our whatever. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm going to find you and I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to hate crime on hate crime. I'm going to do gay on gay beating to you.
You've never beat anyone up in your damn life.
I want to so badly.
All right.
I'm waiting for the moment, honey, because there is going to come a day that someone is going to be in front of me and fucking crossing my shit. And I think that there's a lot of people around the world probably who are feeling right now like we want to punch a few fucking Nazis. Anyway, that's where we lose 15.
Gonna host the Tonys. It's gonna be epic. And she's gonna be Jesus and Jesus Christ Superstar in the Hollywood Bowl. I feel like she might be doing right now and she needs to maybe like take a breather.
I think so too. I think that they're just doing this though to like keep the buzz about Wicked going. Yeah, I really do. But it's like people want Wicked anyway. You don't need to keep any buzz going. We're excited.
I'm sure with Wicked always being talked about. But you have a surprise next.
I do have a slight surprise story here. I was, sometimes I accidentally get on Facebook and then I don't even realize I'm like scrolling. But I did come to a post from Liza. It says, this is a photo of Liza Minelli when she's a little girl doing ballet lessons. It says, hi, kids. I can't do a Liza, but here I'll pretend. Hi, kids. Well, it's time to share some news with you. My children's project, based on the little girl fantasies that everyone has, I can't do her, becomes a reality soon. Say hello to little Liza. Many people say my godmother wrote Eloise based on my experiences at the Plaza Hotel. Little Liza and her best friend Michael are going to travel the world, which isn't that Michael Feinstein?
On March 20th with my dad in Calgary.
I'm obsessed that if this comes to fruition, that this is a book or something, I am buying it immediately because can you imagine the campy adventures of Liza Minnelli and baby Michael Feinstein? What's he gonna like play the piano while she sings?
She sings too. They can do a bunch of like crooning. He's like,
okay. It says little Liza and her best friend Michael are gonna travel the world singing, dancing, and spreading joy all around. You'll learn more in the months ahead. I love you all. Congratulations and special thanks to my tribe members, including these people. I love this because this is a teaser of something that like there isn't concept art. There's like nothing. It's just like, hey guys.
This is a Janelle Brown post.
Hey guys, it's me, Liza. I'm doing a show. I'm doing a book. It's called Little Liza.
Is it a book? Is that what she said? I was in the Plaza Hotel.
I don't know. It just says my children's project.
Children's book project. She probably loves.
I'm assuming a book, but she could have an animated series. I think that I'm struggling to believe though that a company, a big company is like, you know what we need right now is a Liza Minnelli kids show. I don't think they're gonna back that. So a book seems more doable.
Who Liza is, and Michael.
Well, they need to appreciate that's the blueprint. Well, actually, she's not the blueprint because her mother's the blueprint. So I guess what is she, the carbon
Liza's
copy?
the blueprint of a Nepo baby.
Problem is with Liza is like she is talented, Henny. So she doesn't like rank up there with some of the Nepo babies that we'll talk about later. All right, into VPR news. Lady Gaga did a polygraph test this week, and it was asking her about, the questions were, do you think that the new cast, or are you excited about the new cast for Vanderpump Rules? And I think she said, yes, or something. I think she was lying. And then they said, who are you going to miss the most from Vanderpump Rules, the old Vanderpump Rules cast? And she sat there for a second and she was like, Sheena. And all I can think is that Sheena Shea is sitting somewhere
right on this for the rest
watching this video over and over and over. She's sending it to the producers of Dancing with the Stars. She's like, I'm recognizable. Lady Gaga knows me. Lady Gaga knows me.
She hasn't eaten in a week. She hasn't showered. Her hair is greasy.
She's practicing Good as Gold.
She's
getting a
just
new remix going.
Rock
oh,
like,
yes. Okay.
Sheener.
She's like, Lady Gaga wants me to open for her. Anyway,
I'm shocked that she said that because that would be my absolute last.
I think she's only saying that because it's like she's messy.
Yeah, because
she's being kind of messy here. I'm hoping. But I do want to mention Lady Gaga's new album comes out next Friday. Mayhem, baby.
Ooh, maybe I'll listen. I probably won't. Can I actually?
You can listen to 24 Hours of Doughboys. You can't listen to an album.
I have another obsession that I just added back into our pictures. So I think
cute. Hey guys, hit like while you're here, babe.
Can I talk about the music that I'm listening to right now, or do you want to stick with Vanderpump and do this Sandoval fucking story?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get through this shit.
Yeah, let's get through
Sandoval. Then put that. Okay.
For anyone who's following this shit, it's on TikTok. I guess this is kind of TikTok, but like this guy. This went way too far. And I'm like, we've lost the narrative here, you guys.
So what happened?
So this girl filmed her boyfriend who's watching Traitors and he doesn't know Sandoval. And so it's just him being like, why do people, he's like, this guy is so funny. Tommy is so funny. And she's like, and in here on the screen, it says, help my boyfriend. My boyfriend is obsessed with Tom Sandoval on the Traitors. And I don't have the heart to tell him what the rest of the world thinks of him. So it's her like being like, people don't like him. And he's like, why would anyone not like this guy? He's so great. And then Tom Sandoval, someone on his team obviously saw this video and they fucking went and like met and made like a fucking night of it. And I'm like, no. And your boyfriend is like,
honey,
kind of a red flag for me that his boyfriend's like, I still like him after hearing all about that. Let's go meet him now. And
I gotta be honest, this looks like the type of guy who would cheat on his girlfriend. Just saying. I mean, not to be, anyway, that is being rude. I didn't realize these were the same person. Because I kept seeing things where they're like, when you have Tom, oh wait, no, that's a different thing. But they're like, when you have Tom Sandoval as the wedding singer at your wedding, blah, blah, blah. He is on a major rehab. And here is another piece. Now, we are not on the train. We're not rehabbing on Tom Sandoval. I do want him to stay to the end of Traitors because I want him to cry. Yeah. But I don't know if Amanda saw this. TMZ did an interview with Tom and his girlfriend, Victoria. And do you know why? Because they're fostering a dog that was allegedly, this puppy right here was rescued from the LA fires and they're fostering it. And they're talking.
I don't think that's all it is. I think that they are like helping out a whole foster program having to do with the LA fires. And they are like going to be spokespeople for it. So they obviously did an interview where they were holding this puppy.
Well, the biggest part about the interview is it's like, they're like laughing. The interview starts with, oh my God, like we've just been so enjoying our time. You know, like this so puppy time. Would we put him in his playpen and blah, blah, blah. And then it goes, Tom gets serious. But you know, it definitely comes in that like with Milo and like experiencing a new puppy, we definitely have to work together as a team. You know, it's really getting us ready to be like possibly, hopefully parents soon. I'm like, okay, sweetie. So the interview is not about this puppy you've rescued. It's about how
managed to turn it back on himself. Weird.
That him and his girlfriend, who have nothing but time, can, it's been an experience. They've had to work as a team, guys.
Having a puppy sucks, though.
Oh,
like,
I would
when
never.
I had whiskey, that almost broke me. It was a lot.
Never. Speaking of never.
Yeah, and Tom.
You guys, Traitors this week. Oh my God. I think I've come to a realization. I don't know if I like Traitors. I don't think I like it because, luckily in the first season, we were fed. We got lucky and we had someone like that we wanted to win. All right. Second season, Trishelle won. And y'all know, God, I fucking hate Trishelle.
Wasn't it her and CT at the same time?
I'm fine with CT, but Trishelle, no. She got out Peppermint because she was a bigot. Just saying.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And then this season, we are now down to, spoiler alert, it was last week. So if you haven't watched it yet.
Good. You're all good. No one's
they voted out they got rid of Carolyn because of stupid fucking Danielle. And you know what my issue here is? Why, I don't blame Danielle because Rob actually kind of started the whole thing when he became a traitor. His whole first thing was to go after another traitor right away. That should not be the point of this show. I need there to be punishment if a traitor goes after another traitor. They should not be allowed to do that. I'm sick of it because it's now just become, let's get out the other traitors. That's all that this has been.
So the one chick now left?
She recruited her bestie who was on Big Brother with her. And now people believe that she told her friend that she was a traitor so that they can go to the end and just be like, now we'll both share it.
She might get in trouble for that because she broke the rules.
Allegedly. I don't know. People are coming out and being like, Danielle's not the worst player because she made it past all the other traitors. And you know what? If that is your barometer for playing, then you're right. You're right. But having it just be like this sucks. I'm just over it. Yeah. I do agree having it just celebrities makes it like more boring. I think they changed from the first season because I do think that at the end, a celebrity won and then two normies were caught up and looked like fools at the end. And I think that maybe they felt it's easier to watch a celebrity get fucked over at the end than watching a normie. That's my conspiracy theory. I think, unfortunately, I don't feel committed to watching it anymore now. I just am I wanted Carolyn to win. And I think that's just a fact about a lot of these shows. I can get past on a show like Drag Race. If my favorite gets out, I'm still committed to watching because you're still watching artistry. You're still watching a thing. But now it's gotten to a point where now who am I supposed to support here? Dylan Efron? The only way that they have found a single traitor was because another traitor called them out.
Yeah.
Not one person has been like, wow, this is a traitor. No, it's because another traitor told them that they're a traitor. I mean, that should not be the point of this game. It's infuriating. So congratulations, whoever wins. I can't tell you that I care to watch anymore because now I'm rooting for the normies. I'm like, I don't want it. I want a faithful to win at this point because I'm agitated at the way it went down.
I stopped watching after Bob left, but I'm glad this is making a fool out of himself, but I don't like the redemption. Do you want to get into the movie corner?
Yeah, babes.
All right, let's go. Hang on, let me find it. What does it look like? Is it this? There it is.
Well, this week, I guess it came out this week. The Monkey, it was an Osgood Perkins movie. Now, Osgood Perkins is the son of Anthony Perkins, or isn't that his name? So
Anthony Perkins, he also plays David Kidney in the Legally Blonde movie. When they're all sitting around the tree.
David Kidney?
David Kidney. His last name is, I just always remember his line rating is very funny. He's like, my name is David Kidney. And he's like that, like kind of weird guy that like she meets around the tree when they're doing
Osgood
like,
Perkins plays that role?
yes.
Oh God. Well, he also did Longlegs, which famously to me flopped. I wanted it to be better than it was. This movie had been fucking blasted out thinking this was going to be fucking great. It started off okay. The premise here is that there's this evil monkey, like a monkey toy, you know, a drum banging monkey thing. And when it bangs its drum, at the end of it, someone dies. So I like the concept, and they kind of do a Final Destination type situation. It's like, what way can someone die? I have a bad feeling, though, that when Osgood Perkins percolated his movie, that's all he cared about was like, oh, a lady getting her head lit on fire, falling down a hill, and then running into a pole that then impales her head. You know what? Great. And I don't mind. I think that stuff's kind of fun in movies like this. But your overall concept, oh God, it's that guy. No, that guy is so familiar to me.
Right. Well,
always played like a weirdo. Well, unfortunately, babe, the monkey, your movie sucks balls, motherfucker. Especially the end. So here's the concept that they had going in here. So it has Theo James, baby.
Oh, James.
He was in White Lotus season 2 with the big hanging dick that fucked Aubrey Plaza. I'm very much into White Lotus now, guys, but I do have feelings. I'm going to get into it. I binged White Lotus 3 years later. So this movie, unfortunately, is really bad. I think that they had a really good concept, and I love the idea of like the monkey 2 or the monkey in, you know, on the moon. I don't know. But this concept of this thing works great, but they tried to add this layer in where, tiny spoiler, but it does not really matter. And in fact, I would say don't even go to this. They try and make it that one person is like exalting this monkey figure as like a religious god. And then it turns into a whole thing where they're trying to blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you didn't need to do that. You really didn't. Like, just leave it at like here's a family that gets this monkey and here's how it fucks up with this family. The end. I don't need to see it turn into this like, oh, now there's people doing a religious cult movement around. It's like, save that for the third installment.
Like so many movies end with that because they don't know where to go with it. So they're like, oh,
you don't need to go anywhere with this. Let the people in the family die. Let someone try and throw. Here's how you should have ended your movie. All the people in the family die or whatever, and one person's left. They take the monkey, they throw it in a river, and then 10 years later, they hear the sound like Jumanji. Just do the same fucking thing, dude. Don't fucking, like, come on. Anyway, you fucked up your movie, sweetie, and it could have been so much better, but Theo James is in it. I will also say, if you are a fan of shitty wigs, if you like to watch a movie and just be like, what the fuck are these wigs? Watch The Monkey, because it has some of the worst wig work I've ever seen. Also, the casting of Theo James's younger self, I wouldn't believe for a second that this child grew up to be Theo James. First of all, in my vision, I think Theo James is a person of color. No, I believe. And this kid that they had playing the kid version was like the palest looking thing I've ever seen. It's like, you're telling me this pale ass kid grew up to be Theo James? I'm not buying it. Not buying it. Anyway.
He's he's Greek and Scottish.
Okay, so he's not a person of color. But what I'll say is that his skin tone is tan. So you have this pale ass looking kid grow up to be Theo James? I'm not buying it, because just 24 hours earlier, I watched Theo James's big ass prosthetic dick swinging around and him fucking hookers. I'm not believing it.
You think that was prosthetic? Well, we'll talk about White Lotus.
They said it was prosthetic.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? We just found out that it's also Ben Affleck's dick in Gone Girl is also prosthetic.
No, I thought they said that was real.
Well, it wasn't. That's what Nick.
You're telling me that this is literally all they show of that. They don't even show the whole dick. And you needed a prosthetic to show 2 inches of your dick? How small is your dick?
They don't show it from front like start to finish from head
No,
to
it's like him in a shower or something, isn't it?
Oh no, I've seen it. Yeah, they talk about it on Doughboys all the time. They're obsessed with it.
Girl.
I saw a movie. It's an Oscar movie. I saw Anora, and I liked it. I want to talk about the ending. Hello?
Oh, yeah, I'm just looking at the comments. Yeah, Anora. This was a movie that for me was kind of hyped up a little too much because
it wasn't hyped up at all by the time I saw it.
It has an Oscar nominee. It's like
I
nominated
know,
for the
but no
Oscars.
one's really talking about it. I was mostly impressed with her. I thought she was awesome.
She was great.
He was really good.
He was really great.
I that he's not nominated for stuff.
He's giving though. Have you seen interviews and stuff with him?
No.
He kind of just is giving. He's not. He does not seem like transformative. He does not seem like he
reminds me of like a Russian James Kennedy. Just
he is that kind of.
Okay. Well, the idea is like it's like a Pretty Woman kind. It's a great concept though. It's a great easy concept. Here's the concept of this movie. She is a dancer,
stripper and like
escort kind of, and she meets this young kid who's, I guess he's 18 because he's like gambling and stuff, but and they get married, and then it's very Britney Spears getting married to that Jason Alexander guy, because then his whole rich ass family is like, fuck, you got married to like a stripper, and they like come, and it's this whole like kind of madcap thing of like finding this kid and getting it annulled and everything.
I think that's the part I didn't like is what happens.
Easy concept.
No, I liked the concept. I don't like what they end up doing with her. And like, I mean, it's been out a while, so guys, sorry. I mean, they like tie her up and like shit. I'm like,
it's very like it's. I can see the style. It's very much like the Florida Project, which this director also did, where he kind of just lets the scenes play out, and I actually really respect that because you can see that like these actors spent a lot of time together and they got a good like rapport going. I thought it was very watchable. No, the very end of the movie, I remember when you were like, I like this movie, and then the very last like second of the movie, you were like, and me too. And I guess we can say it. It's not a spoiler in any way, but it's just the last second is her
like crying
and then just breaking down, and then it cuts. But I guess it makes sense because I think it's just everything kind of like hitting her at that moment or something. I don't know.
I think, yeah.
Kind of like, all right.
I think a lot of people were very moved by that. So that's cute. The ending, I guess.
It was good. I would recommend it. I think it's very watchable, and her performance is very good. I'd be thrilled if she was like winning stuff for this, but I don't think she's really.
This turned my feelings about her because I had seen her in a couple things. Like she was in one of the recent Scream movies.
She's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
She's the one that gets the flame blower in her face.
Oh yeah, because at the SAG Awards, she's like, "When I was blah blah."
Yeah,
guys, can we retire that bit? Like.
Yeah.
And when I was 14, I came to America and I learned the ways of blah, blah, blah. Then I was cast in my first role as a blah, blah, blah. And then I got shot in the face. I'm an actor. I'm like, oh my good Lord, we get it. Like,
all right. Well, anyway, I thought it was good. Let's go into. I liked
it enough.
Oh, I guess kind of we're going into wormholes now.
Yeah,
right?
baby.
All right, this is we both kind of have a wormhole this week, actually. All right.
What's yours?
Mine, I just added her to the bottom. I'll go first, actually. Why is Anora still up here? That's weird. Okay, well, my obsession this week is Chappell Roan. It's all I've been listening to. I am obsessed with her. She's like my favorite artist in the whole world. You're not even paying attention.
I'm looking over because my mom's dog is here, and it's currently. I'm like, what are you doing?
Right. Well, I've been very much in a mood lately where I just want to be like melancholy. I like living in a melancholy state. Like I kind of love the drama, and I'm in a headspace right now where I'm trying to make my dating life as complicated as possible because I kind of enjoy it. Like, so I like to walk around. And
Amanda was asked to be someone. Oh, check out the Patreon.
So anyway. There's a guy that I really like, and I was like, I don't think it's gonna work out, okay? And I've just been walking around with nothing but Chappell Roan, casual, feminine nomenon, and this song called Coffee. Do you know this song?
I love this song. Meet me for coffee. I love you had wine. I love I listened to her whole album straight through. I love her.
If you want to just cry and feel melancholy, listen to Coffee. I've been playing it on a loop with Casual and Feminine Phenomenon just over and over and over.
How about the song California? Isn't there a song?
Because there's all those kind of like, and then there's that song that she's never actually released called Subway, where it's like, she's gone away.
I haven't heard that.
You haven't? I'll send it to you. You will be obsessed with it. I don't know. I love her. I haven't liked an artist like this since Mika, and I just really am impressed with her. I would pay $500 to see her if she came to Calgary. I love her so much. I think she's so fabulous. I love that she's a bitch, and I love that she's real and that she's not taking any bullshit from people.
I think she just is standing in her truth. You know, I'm slightly annoyed at her, but it's okay.
You're annoyed with her?
I just don't want to get into it. All right. I love Chappell Roan. She's having new music come out too, I believe.
They've been doing my favorite video is watching her where she's like just her and a keyboard and she's playing at like that local festival and it's just like her.
Where she's standing there. Yeah.
And I'm just like, that is just so everything that like Hollywood is, and she actually did make it.
I completely agree. And you guys should go back and watch her music videos. I think I mentioned that probably like few months ago that I like went down a rabbit hole of like watching all her music videos.
I never grew up with music videos, but should I?
Pork Chop is in the Pink Pony Club video.
Really?
Because a lot of them were made before she really like blew up. So they're kind of more low budget.
Oh, okay.
It's like her in an old bar and Pork Chop's like a drag singer at the old bar. It's like kind of simplistic stuff. So I would go back and watch it.
I'll be doing all night tonight.
All right, guys. I've been saying I was going to do this. I kept like, I don't know how many times I've been like, yeah, I think I'm going to watch The White Lotus. I'm going to do it. In fact,
I made a whole segment last week about being like, you're watching this. So you did. He hates it.
The new season is out, or the new first 2 episodes are out. Now, okay, I'm going to give into my feelings here. First of all, unfortunately, I do think that it did have the thing where, like, I have a tendency to where if something is very, like, hyped up, this is a tendency everyone has, but I'm very much in on this, where if something's super hyped up, I have higher expectations for it. So I'm like, oh, this is going to really fucking blow my mind. This is going to just like, I'm going to be like, whoa, shit. And, you know, I started with the first season, obviously.
Then we talked about it yesterday when we were recording. It wasn't even on mic, though. And as we were talking, you were like, oh, no, that was good. Oh, I did love that. Oh, I did love that.
Guys, I watched it. Like, I binged the first season in one day because they were annoyingly only 6 episodes. I get the concept that it's a week at the place, so it's a episode a day. I get the concept, but I could use a little bit more, especially at the ending where I was like, okay, well,
I love it.
Okay. But
then I read some. What I love the most about the end of the first season is that the girl goes back to the guy. Like, because that is what would happen. That she like obviously did a lot of searching, and she realized, no, I'd rather just take the easy road and just stay with this fucking awful guy because he does have money and it's easier.
Well, I read some think piece about the finale after I watched it, where I was just like, oh, well, that wasn't that gratifying because you like it. It is very true to life, which is the hard part about it, and that was the point of the first season. Is a lot about that these entitled, rich, mostly white people come into this place, Hawaii, which is famously known for being like colonized, and like people of Hawaii would like it back. And they go through all this shit. They kill someone, they do crazy shit, and then they just leave with no.
Yeah, and they're like, bye. The first season is about class divide, and the second season is about sex.
Okay. So I liked the first season. I liked everything that happened. I was engaged with the performers. I think the acting amazing. I think the show is visually great. I actually really liked it. So when I say I just think I was expecting like my head to blow off, and when it wasn't like what, I was like, oh. But now I'm like, okay, well, John, though, you were like, oh, what's going to happen next?
I liked it better on the second watch, too. It's more fun to watch on the second watch when you know what's happening. All right.
Second season, when they go to Italy,
Michael Imperioli's in it. Oh, I love him.
So, okay, the things that I liked in the first season, I did like the family. I will say, Amanda keeps saying that Sydney Sweeney is so great in White Lotus.
She's good in White Lotus.
Girl, what? I mean, she's playing a bitchy. She seems to be playing like
the same character. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be like casting me as a big old gay in a show and then being like, wow, he's doing great character work there. It's like,
he's good in Euphoria. Like genuinely doing something.
I'm not going to watch Euphoria. I will not watch that.
In Euphoria.
I don't care. I don't, personally, I'm not interested in high schoolers having sex. I don't find that interesting.
It's not how my life was.
Personally.
It's not even how my college was.
Girl, I was like the biggest prude in the fucking world. Like the idea of having sex in high school is like
no one wanted to have sex with me.
Well, you know, they go hand in hand. Okay, second season, they go to Italy. I think I might have liked, I don't know. I liked this one too. Unfortunately, slight spoiler alert, even though this was a year ago or whatever, I had seen the meme of, which is all over, of Jennifer Coolidge being like, these gays, they're trying to kill me or whatever. Okay, so there's a point in the season where a bunch of gays befriend Jennifer Coolidge. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, they're shady. Something's going to happen. Like, if I had maybe watched it. So, okay, I really liked this season.
I saw that twist coming, though, and don't say what it is, but like about her husband. That was shocking to me.
I feel like I knew it once I saw the gays.
Oh, okay. All right.
I just was like, so I was sad. You know, you guys know what happens. Season 3 is now airing, and I'm watching. I've watched the first 2 episodes. I'm really liking it. One thing I'll say about season 2 and season 3, and this is me just being a bitch. I have to be more focused in on these because they have full scenes in other languages where you have to read subtitles.
You look at your phone.
Which I like. I'm not, trust me, I'm not too stupid to read a subtitle. I'm not like, I can't watch a subtitle movie. It just means that I can't be playing a game on my phone at the same time. I have to be like.
I had to switch my phone over yesterday for like the upgraded one because I have like the traded in thing. And they're like, okay, it's going to be 25 minutes. So do you just want to walk around? I'm like, but without my phone? And I just like went to Safeway and I went to like the weed store and I'm like, it's just.
See, I'm surprised you even have to do that. When I got my new phone, I backed up everything to the cloud and then you just put it on your new one when you get home. Anyway, for next time, babe.
Okay.
I like the storylines that are developing here. My there's a storyline here with Parker Posey, who I fucking love. And I guess the online reception to her has been like, what is she doing? And I'm like, you guys don't know Parker Posey.
There's something going on. She's being secretive.
Oh, she definitely is. I think that's what the whole point of this. I mean, all of these start around the idea that, you know, something crazy is happening. People are getting killed or whatever. And, or not whatever. People are getting killed. And then it's who's going to get killed and how is it going to happen?
I like the structure of it. And I like that every episode ends with, every episode has everyone waking up in the morning. I said this on Monday too. It has the resort waking up in the morning and them like pulling up all the things and getting like everything ready and like seeing all the sunrises and stuff. I think it's just really beautiful, pornographic, especially the second season with the fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And for
I really like that in season 3 they brought back Belinda.
Yes, yeah.
And I think that's a smart idea. It's really smart. Like, I know some people were like, I guess, not loving that Jennifer Coolidge came back in season 2, but like, it's a really smart way to connect your season.
And when that girl's like, oh, that's my boyfriend back there, and it was Tanya's ex-husband. Like, even though like obviously like that, it shouldn't be that shocking, but I was like,
that did shock me. Actually, well, he's not really her ex-husband.
Well, yeah, it's her widower.
Her widower.
Oh, so now we spoke.
Jen
channeling Sutton from Beverly Hills, Parker Posey. I can see that. Yeah.
I read that Mike White had that family watch Southern Charm, and people are also thinking she's based on the character Patricia Alchel. Oh yeah. Florida Stanley is literally saying exactly
I
what
saw
I
the
just said.
Mike based that family off Southern Charm. Parker Posey as Miss Pat.
Now I do want to talk a bit about the gayness of, or the there's gayness in every season, which I love. There's also dick in every season, which
we want out there. He knows his audience.
Theo James was hot as fuck in season 2, but he did have a fake dick, they say. Now Patrick Schwarzenegger is like, his whole story in this one, he's a fucking nepo baby, and he's good at his part because his part is being a complete douchebag, which I'm gonna guess is not far off from his real personality. But his whole storyline with his brother is like this kind of,
there's like like an incest. There's an incest. They're teasing us with it.
I'm looking at it in a way of like, I feel like the older brother is in that position of being like, oh, this is just what boys do together or whatever. And the younger brother, I feel like what they're trying to portray kind of is that he is like into in the closet. Sister?
Oh,
no, the younger brother's like in the closet kind of. And so just not necessarily the incestuous part. God, is this what's going to get us? Is this going to get demonetized if you talk about incest? Is that he's just discovering his sexuality, but because his brother, Patrick Schwarzenegger, puts it on so much. I mean, there's like scenes where he's like, he's in bed and he's like, have you ever fucked before? To his like younger brother. And his brother's like, no. And he's like, oh, really? Like, oh my God. And he's like, hey, like, what kind of porn do you watch? And the younger brother's like, what? And he's like, I mean, it's just going to be kind of weird to jerk off here with you. And the brother's like, and then Patrick Schwarzenegger's like, oh, I'll just do it in the bathroom. He gets out of bed, fully naked, walks to the bathroom, stands there. You see his dick.
You do? I need to go back and watch this episode. Is this episode 2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You see it so briefly, and it's like he's leaning over in a part, and it's like, so, and is it real? I don't know. People are saying it's a prosthetic. Who knows? I'd say the bush gives it away that it's a prosthetic, but he
like when drag queens would have like a big choker on, they're probably wearing a breastplate.
If I ever did drag, all my outfits would go up to here and full sleeves, so I wouldn't have to shave or do shit. I'd be like, cover everything. I'm loving White Lotus. I am excited. I wish that I worry that I don't really love week to week things anymore like this, where it's like, I'd rather just be able to see what's going to happen, especially because there's only 6 episodes.
Along with the rest of us, and so we'll have something to talk about every week.
Luckily, though, this last season 1 had 6 episodes. Season 2 had 7. Maybe we'll get 8.
Let's move into our last little section here. TikTok.
TikTok, you don't stop.
Okay, what are we doing here? There's the big news. This isn't really TikTok news, but it's where everyone knows about it. And I did go listen to it. But biggest drama, and me and Jody on like tomorrow have a Boy Meets World episode coming out for Love Month. So we're on Topanga to see topical. Very topical. So Pod Meets World is a podcast that has Danielle Fishel, who's married to Jensen Karp, who is
I think they stole our name. We were the first people to insert pod in the title instead of a word.
Pod and the city.
Come
Her
on.
and Ryder Strong and Will Friedel have a recap podcast. Honestly, I don't really have a problem with actors doing this. I feel like they did the show, so they have every right to go and monetize off of talking about the experience. I think I guess now. So they have this girl on. What's this girl's name? It's like Maynard.
Isn't it on there?
Is it? Yeah, it is. Maitland. Ward. Sure. I did not watch Boy Meets World except for like the first 2 seasons.
I watched it and I didn't know who the fuck that was.
It was for the last 2 seasons, I think, which are like arguably like considered bad. Now I listened to this whole episode, so I know all this now. Maitland Ward came on. It just showed a very. Now, I don't really agree with having a guest on and then like railing, like just completely like dropping this on her and being like, well, now we're going to talk about this on pod. But the backstory is that Danielle reached out to Maitland beforehand and she's like, can we talk about all the beef? And then, or she told Ryder to tell her that or something. And Maitland's response was, no, let's save it for the pod. It's going to do numbers or something like that. So then Danielle decided to just like rip on her and put her right on the spot in the podcast, which again, I don't agree with because this is your guest.
What I would say is, how is it any different than what you're doing on your podcast, Danielle Fishel? I mean, like,
well, she really the flexing that Danielle was able to do here, because just in little things like the fact that Maitland, little things like at the beginning where Maitland's like, oh yeah, in that one episode that I did. And all three of them were like, oh, we don't really remember any of the episodes. And Maitland remembers every episode, which is okay. But it really does show kind of the power dynamic here of these three people like moved on from this and Maitland hasn't. Maitland also went on to do porn, which is also nothing wrong with that. But she just really seems to have a vendetta against Michelle or against Danielle here. And Danielle kind of was like, no, I'm going to put you to the flames here. I'm going to make you talk about this. And at one point at the end, they were going and Danielle was kind of railing on her. She was not letting her go. She was not letting her get away from this. And Maitland's going on about like, oh, well, you unfriended me on Facebook. She can't get over this unfriending on Facebook thing. And Danielle's like, I don't even remember that. There's no reason that I would have done that. And if I did, maybe I was just deleting a lot of people that I don't talk to. We weren't friends like that. And like, I'm sorry, but like, it's not that big of a deal. And it's been 20 years. And then at one point, Maitland just leaves the whole conversation. And they're like, well, there you go. And it seems like she left. But then the producer's like, oh no, she said that she got disconnected. So now she's trying to get back. And they're like, okay, well, I guess we'll just wait. They didn't cut any of this. They didn't edit any of this out. So then Maitland comes back. And so I really wonder if she did leave in a huff and then was like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. I need to like go do damage control. So she comes back and then then it's even more awkward because now they've all kind of like gotten the adrenaline's gone. So then they're kind of trying to joke about it and stuff. And then the whole podcast just kind of fizzled out at the end. And they're like, great, well, love you, girl. Good luck. I can't believe they didn't edit any of it. But
it's just like such a thing that like genuinely, I don't care.
I don't care about any of it.
Unfortunately,
I and watch two people yell at each other for a 20-year beef that only one of them is even really participating in. I love the drama.
Could you please? I think we could think of a few people that we could bring on and we could be like, do you hate us?
I would never do that though. From 20 years ago.
It's stupid. That's why I think, I understand they're trying to be like, well, you we're trying to make this a moment, so now we're gonna make a moment. It's like, if you really truly felt like this bitch was being like whatever, what you should do instead is not even give her any kind of platform at all.
Yeah,
if you really truly felt that way, so you're kind of in the same way, you're being a little bit of a hypocrite, but you have two hypocrites right in front of you here, because I'm like, be nice to people, and then I talk shit about celebrities, so whatever.
My other favorite thing that happened this week, and this is on like Wednesday, but this is so funny, and it seems like it is real, is that somebody flew a drone past Drake's penthouse in Australia, and it is the video is so embarrassing. It's just so
I haven't even seen it. I guess he throws like
he is so upset, like he's so shook.
This place though that he's staying is so...
I tried to get the moment where, because he throws the slide and it is off. It is like a terrible throw. It gets away from him. And there's a moment right after he throws it, he does because he knows how he's like, fuck. And then after, so people are like, this is fake. But then there's a video right after that somebody's on the beach. They're zoomed in on the penthouse. And then they zoom all the way down uncut, which could still be edited. And they like found the slide. It's just so funny. I would love to have been this person because I got nothing to do most days. This would have been me. I'm going to go down to that beach and I'm going to find that fucking orange slide.
I was just going to make a joke, but I don't know if it would go well. I was going to say, could you walk on a beach and find, it'd be a short search.
What do you mean?
Because of your ankle.
My ankle's been like amazing lately. The last cortisone shot, it doesn't hurt at all. I kind of ran the other day. Like I went like da da da, and it didn't hurt.
Wow.
That doesn't mean I'm going to start running.
Next week, Amanda's like, you know what? I'm training for the Calgary Marathon. I'd be like, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked as Amanda is,
Would you be more shocked about that or me having a boyfriend?
Save it for the Patreon. Guys, if you're here watching still right now, hit subscribe and hit like. Please, God.
The other thing I've been really obsessed with is these K-Dot dancers. Every time the 4 girls that were behind Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl, there's something about like the vocals of that. You really about to do it? All of that is just so, the harmonies are so tight. And they found each girl and they had her reenacted. And I've just been following as they were finding each girl, and they all 4 did it together. And it's just really cute. Are you like free following this?
I saw this, but I'm not like, jizzing over it.
I'm just really obsessed with it. I just love them so much. And I think it's so cute that they all did it. And they're all just so like gorgeous.
Seriously.
That was my other obsession for TikTok this week. Now you have a bunch of,
these are yours too. I don't have anything I didn't put anything in TikTok. The one thing that's been on TikTok is this. Okay. You guys have been hibachi, right?
I'm obsessed.
No, teppanyaki. It's like where they like cook the things on the thing, like benihana, right?
Yeah. And there's a trend now where it's like Carmina Burana, like da, da, da. And it's babies seeing flames for the first time. And my God, I will just sit and watch like an hour of these. This one is my favorite. It's this little girl. I think she goes like
she like clutches her pearls.
Very dramatic, like, whoa. There's one. This one. It's like, but I feel bad.
They're all so dramatic, really.
Terrified.
My favorite are when the people, like when it's about to happen and the people will lift their child towards it, and then comments will be like, "Oh, you were passing the sacrificial child to the gods or whatever," and I'm like, "Oh my God, people are so funny." That's what I'll say about TikTok.
You didn't put
guys.
Straps on. We're keeping it G-rated this week.
I didn't have any because I've been mostly following this guy Dalton After Dark. Oh, baby. I already showed his picture before where he's like on his knees, like flexing like this, like leaning back. And Amanda was okay into it because he's like
beefy.
Oof, y'all. He keeps popping up and I'm like, okay, Dalton. Okay, Dalton. Anyway.
Thank you for joining us. It kind of went long today, but there was a lot of little tiny things to talk about today.
Yeah. Few things. If you're still here, if you're still listening and you're not already on our Patreon, it's a great time to join patreon.com/podinthecity. Or if you don't like Patreon, if you're scared to put your information somewhere else, just hit join down here. You can also, not to like beg or anything, but if you felt like it, you could send us a sticker.
Yeah, super sticker, all that stuff.
Also hit subscribe, hit like, check out our Sex and the City episode on Friday. Easy come, easy go. If you want to listen to the last 5 minutes and have like flick your bean and check out all of our other shit. We love you guys.
Walter can tell we're wrapping up.
We love you so much.
Have a wonderful Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.